Yeah. This is the Brick City Antics podcast. It's your boy Sam Brooks.
It's your boy D-Nell.
It's your boy Twizzy Rex.
Jimmy Hustle.
And we have some special guests today. Y'all introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Dee.
Okay.
It's your girl Chant Blaze.
I'm Kristina.
Alright, so yeah, that was just mad like player.
Next time you gotta elaborate.
The MySpace days, so they had to find me at H2O.
Wow.
But nah, yo, so we're here at episode 10, our 10th episode.
Yeah.
10th episode. How y'all feel today? Everybody good?
I'm blessed.
Hot. I'm tired.
I'm living.
You
Stressed out.
stressed out?
Yeah, man.
Why you stressed out?
Car situations.
Yeah.
Ghost going through it.
God.
Shark right behind him.
How y'all feel today? Like y'all good?
Good.
It could be better.
It could be better. Why
Always.
could it be
It
better?
just right.
It always could
Why
be
is that?
better.
What's going
It's
on?
just always so many more things that could be
But
better.
it's y'all
I mean, like,
day.
we can have
Saturday is y'all day.
What does that mean?
We can have a female
What does that
president
mean?
right now. We can
Y'all
do it. It
always-
be so much better.
Okay,
Like,
I see
women
what
could
you're
rule the world right
Yeah.
now.
I mean,
That
we
would
do.
make it better.
It is hot girl
But
summer.
y'all already do better.
It is a hot girl.
It is a hot
See what I'm
girl.
saying?
I mean, hey.
Today is y'all day. Like Saturday,
Wait.
y'all wait for Saturday. Wait till Saturday.
To do
it's
what?
over. Whatever y'all do.
I was in the house all day. I'm confused. Like, how is like?
Hey, you hit somebody up. What you doing? Oh, I'm out here. Like,
Yeah, we're here with you.
Alright, so we got a couple of topics to get into today. It's been an interesting week. It's been a real crazy week,
When
as
it's not.
usual. Like,
when it's not.
but we got a couple of stuff to dive into today, and hopefully we can get into all, if not most of it. Real quick, we're gonna start on a little social conversation, a little bit of just, I mean, as far as like dating goes. So we had a question that came up during the week, and it was, do you want your boyfriend or your girlfriend to be a model after like your father and mother if you're dating them? Like, is that something that
Hell
you
yeah.
do?
Absolutely.
Hell no.
Yours was crackheads. Hell no, don't be them.
So you're not looking for
I wasn't expecting that.
So you don't want your boyfriend to be a representation of your father?
No.
I feel like, I don't know, like with me it's different. I feel like my father's my father, but who I'm attracted to is different. Like, I mean, I don't need somebody that's like, oh, make sure you wash your dishes, make sure you, like, come on, that's weird.
He's not going to do all that.
I mean, but
It's just
there's
like-
some people that are. I mean,
It's
the
just like,
female does that role most of the
it's
time.
like, it's like certain things a father, like you could tell in a woman, like if their father was in their life and if he wasn't. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Okay.
like, what they don't get from that man, they look for in the person that they did. What they don't get from their father, they
Like
look for in
unconditional
a
love
man.
type.
Yeah, so it's
Okay.
like, would you look for that in a man? Like what your father does for you. Not when he
Not
handles
even
you or
just
nothing like
that.
that, but what he
Yeah.
does for you.
I don't think it is that though. I think it's just as a man as a whole. Like I would want you to be there, loving.
Most of them.
I mean, but if you got my nigga, if you go for my nigga, you gotta have that. I'm sorry,
I think,
it's that or nothing.
I think daddy issues play in either way. You know what I mean? Whether you want it to be him to be your father or not, it still like stimulates daddy issues because like then at that point you're like, are you kind of attracted to your father? You know what I mean? Or like, right? And then on top of that, like your daddy takes care of you financially. So are you looking for a man to take care of you financially? It's 2019. Like we independent women out here.
I am.
You know what I mean? If you're looking for a father figure, then like maybe that's more issues with your father. I look at it like that. You know what I mean? Like I don't think you should want a man that acts like him. And I think, to be honest, anybody who's like real close to their father, if you brought home as a female, a man that reminds your father of himself, he's gonna kill him.
Right?
You might say
My dad Jamaican. My dad Jamaican. He don't play that. He probably killed somebody right before they stepped in the door. So.
Yeah.
I don't want nobody like him.
I mean, for me, like my dad, he always took care of business. He always took care of his woman. He always took care of me. He always spoils me, even though I'm old enough to take care of myself. So, you know, regardless of that, I look for a man who knows how to be a man, who knows how to like represent himself and his family. And even though I can buy things for myself, I want him to be able to buy things for me too, you know.
So what it seems like is that it's more so a subjective thing. It's more so like if your father was that person, you know what I'm saying, in your personal life. It's not really like a broader
dad
thing.
is different.
And okay, so it's a subjective thing. If your dad was that person, you're probably looking for like certain traits.
I just look for a man, that's all. If you ain't about your business, it don't
Go
matter.
ahead.
You don't got nothing to talk about.
Could you date a woman who had the same traits as your mother?
I did. It didn't work. Be honest.
I guess me personally, I want a woman to have that same grind my mother has. That's it. Just be on your business like my mother is. Like my mother, you'll never catch her without. You'll never catch us without. Due to her, you know what I'm saying? So like, if you want your business, I'm gonna be right there with you. You know what I'm saying? Or at least be ahead of me, so you can pull me up there with you. You know what I'm saying? I want a woman that can pull me up there.
That's what I look for more. So
I'm cool with it if I have to. I'm just saying that.
Yeah, that's what I agree with that because I look for that in a woman as well too. Like a woman that she gotta elevate me. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to always have to be pushing you up that ladder.
Yeah, I'm sure he had that.
I had that.
What?
My last relationship, I had that.
What happened?
Y'all make it seem like
Like
it's
the
hard
better
to
to
find
job,
people.
that's how I got it.
It is.
My ex got me that.
Baby, it's not that hard to find girls. Like there's women out there. That's what a woman is.
Yes.
Let's be real. If a woman's about her business, she gonna have all that, and then you just gonna be trying to either y'all gonna equal each other, or she gonna be pulling you up.
You gotta find her first.
Some women.
You be looking in the wrong place. Sorry.
Some women just like men. They put on a good show.
That's true.
That's true.
Don't front now.
Now, I mean, that's not like y'all talking about. Never mind, I'm not gonna do that. You're right. Never mind.
Well, how y'all feel about that? Because I mean, like,
I think that we personally need to work on ourselves more,
There you
and
go.
that the right person will be attracted to us when we're in the space to attract that energy.
Right.
Like,
positive attract positive is what you're saying?
absolutely.
I feel like it's
Yeah. We're so focused on somebody else bringing us up when we need to bring ourselves up. You know what I mean? You need to be your own superhero.
Right.
And then when you at the top of your game, that person to come when their strength and y'all strength and y'all power couple together. You know what I mean?
I heard somebody.
Beyonce was already
You can see someone and think that they have that capability though, and then when you get with them, it's like, it's not this. It's like, damn, so I thought it would have been this, but then now you fall in love with that person. And
It
it's like,
depends on the characteristics of the person.
What you think?
My ex was like that. Like, she was a go-getter about everything. Jobs, school, all that. And like, when I got with her, I ain't had nothing. Like, she took me from the bottom and built me up. Like, my job, she got me that. Like, the hustling, like getting a better job, getting a car, she put all that into me. Like, she empowered me to better myself so I could better her. Because before I met her, I was ripping and running the streets. But like, she calmed me down and she made me like think straight. Like, alright.
she calmed you down?
Yeah, she did. She did.
Shout out to her.
Good night, cold world.
Like we all get to be that like inspiration to each other. You know what I mean? Like it don't have to necessarily be like sexual. You know what I mean? You should be telling your friend like, hey, what's up? How's your job going? Like, oh, they stressing me out. Well, you know what, bro? You deserve better than that. You know what I mean? You should start looking for something better. Or did you ever think about starting your own business? I know it sounds crazy and a lot of people fail, but like I think you really got the drive. You working 70 hours a week, you might as well do it, right?
I think
so. Like if we helped each other in that way, we wouldn't so much be looking for a
partner.
Exactly. A
I
sexual
think the
relationship
problem
to do
with
that.
I think, but I think the problem with that is that there's no drive in people anymore. Like, if you really about it and you really want it, you're gonna do it.
That's true.
If there's nobody there, like, you know what? If you're not waking up every morning and be like, you know what? I want the best job for myself. I want more money for myself. I want to do this. You're not gonna get anywhere. No matter who's pushing you, you're just gonna sit there and you're gonna be lazy. Somebody's gonna keep nagging you about it. And you're just gonna sit there and get nowhere.
What if y'all need to talk to somebody? Y'all need to talk to somebody.
What if you already knew who you was going to be with in the future? Would you want to know?
No.
Or no, what if you, let's say you wake up and you're like, everything is pre-written, but you like, that's gonna be husband, but you know somebody else with him at that moment. You like, would you say something to him? Would you go up to that person like, you know,
no,
supposed to be together?
I don't feel like. I feel like you could never really know who's gonna be happily ever after. People get married and still get divorced at the end of the day. Like you never know.
I'm saying, what if you knew? You're like, you knew that was gonna be happening.
But even when you know, you don't know.
No, it's
right. Like you never know he behind him.
He's saying
no, it's like no, without a doubt, like
like God was like, yo, you gonna marry that nigga right there, like. So it's like you know now. So it's like.
Nah. You gotta let them live out they shit.
I feel like even if that happens.
I'm let them figure themselves out. I don't want to approach them first because you don't mess with fate and like things happen when it happens.
And I feel like with that, when you rush to something, especially if you know like, oh, that's the one. I feel like you guys don't really learn before you get into that. Like you don't learn your mistakes, learn what you can do better, learn like. I feel like
the era of home wrecking is over, bro. It's over with.
Right.
It is. No, it literally is because like women, we are making a comeback and we're starting to stick together. So let me tell y'all this little story. So
what were you talking about?
Well, I would say feminist because I'm seeing chicks like, no, you can't help that hoe with her bags at the grocery store. You know what I mean? And like that broke my heart. But let me tell you the situation I was in the other day. So I met this guy or whatever, and I'm like freshly single. So he was kind of So like we started texting and he was flirting, and then I found him on Instagram, and his page was private. After I go to them and check his credit score and everything. So anyway. No, like let me tell you, I Google all men that talk to me on mugshot.com. I gotta make sure you ain't got no charges. I do my research.
You Sherlock Holmes.
What you do? I saw the picture, bro.
Yeah, you lied to me. Go ahead.
So I finally get into the guy's Instagram, and he got a newborn goddamn baby and a wife at home. Oh, Jesus. Right? So I'm like, here we go. And he texted me all the nasty stuff he's gonna do to me and all that, right? So I was just like, everybody knows me, I like girls. So I was like, okay, so like on some real, because you're married, like I don't feel comfortable having this conversation with you anymore, unless she's down. So, unless you put your girl on the phone, you can't flirt with me anymore.
Like dangerous.
Right? So he was like, yeah, she be down. And then he said some more slick shit. And I said, again, unless your girl is down, don't say nothing else slick to me. And then we not talking no more. So.
You said forever through thick and thin, right?
I had to draw boundaries, and I feel like that's what we as women need to do. Like so many of us know that a man is already with a woman. So like draw boundaries and be like, yo, like unless she gives you the okay, because it's a lot of open relationships nowadays, let's be real. So unless she says it's okay, I'm not fuck you. I refuse to fuck anybody's boyfriend anymore, or husband, or anything. You know what I mean? I don't want that karma coming back. I don't want you sliding in my inbox like I'm coming to you as a woman. You don't gotta come to me as a woman. Yeah, I sent you the video already. Like, you know what I mean? I'm about that life, you feel me? But like, I'm also not about like violating nobody, you know what I mean? That's
especially in a marriage, like you made a pact with God to be with this person for the rest of your life. If you want to go to hell by yourself, you do that. I'm not gonna be part of that.
I'm about my sisters. I know that sounds funny, but like I'm like, nah, girl. And I'm keeping it real. Like if a chick asks me, yo, my dude ever for a year, but I curved him because I wasn't even thinking about him.
I just don't get why they coming to you as a woman.
Huh?
Like why? Like
because niggas lie.
No, because why not be mad at your man? Like your man, you don't know what lies.
The man is lying. The man is lying. A woman be lying another woman.
She's not aware of all the lies I done spilled in your ear. She's not aware.
This is the thing, though.
So I can have you thinking I'm single, living by myself up in, you know what I'm saying?
We gonna link up and we gonna match stories. That's what women do.
But see, the problem is, that's the thing.
That's why.
A man, we already go into things knowing like, okay, we gotta keep our guard, like, you know, because he might be playing, like, you know, so we go in.
For women as well too, like.
Okay, we not we talking about the so I'm just saying. If I'm coming in there with my guard already up and I find out something or somebody hit me up like, oh yeah, that's my man, I'm like, okay, so this is what he told me. Like, I'm gonna let you know from the jump because you're not about to say that at me.
So did you be snitching on y'all? Did you?
You like that? I'm sending screenshots. You know, you can say that.
Screenshot is the sign of your best friend.
Did you guys see that Twitter post with the woman that was posted up with the boyfriend? And the woman saw the picture like, that's my current boyfriend. She tweeted the woman. And
Oh,
like,
that's what you're talking about?
Yeah, and they were like, oh really? Yeah, that we're on our way to like the bitch is something like now.
She
So-
posted the picture of the dude. Like she had an emoji over his face.
Yeah.
But she was displaying his body. She's like, this is the type of body I
need.
like.
Yeah.
Whole time it's another woman's boyfriend, and she recognized him.
Oh, you girl.
So she put it
So
out.
they just started investigating.
Another black woman was like, well, let's find out when this picture was taken. They zoomed in on the magazines in the kitchen in the back. And found the date. I mean, sis found all the articles and pulled them up on Google, all the magazines when they were published.
I would have never thought of nothing like that.
We too creative.
We just said women. All women should.
No, we just
All women should be
she out with him.
All women should. FBI, CSI, whatever it is, when y'all can investigate. All women should do it.
All right, so let me flip it that dating question a little bit more. So and I'm gonna and it correlates both scenarios. So I got on Facebook early in the week and I was just scrolling through and I saw this post and someone was like, yeah, people are now removing their limbs and labeling themselves as trans. What is it? Transable. They're removing limbs. So yeah, translable. So now, and I thought I was.
Doing that to what? Get a check?
No. Like you know how there's the trans.
That sounds like the new black skin.
I'm saying though, but like the new handicap, like trans race.
They're doing it because of the whole labeling thing that's going on with the transgenders and the labeling.
So just to still a part of it.
What was the definition?
You said removing a leg, like what, like a leg?
Yeah, like a body part. And it's
But how
not.
did that make you trans anything?
They just made it up. They're not translated.
Going from being able to disabled.
Yeah, basically.
So they want to have, if they want a handicap ticket, like, I know people that know.
For real. I'm about to say,
If you want the handicap ticket, let me know. I know people.
just get out the car with a limp.
But what do you guys think about that in the way? Because this is a serious thing. Like, look, I clicked the article thing. It was an onion. It was a really an article. And
You said an onion.
You know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of reverse racism. Like, I think that concept in itself is so bullshit. Like, when people say, oh, you know, white people are like, oh my god, black people are so racist against me. And, you know, we're so, like, you know, suppressed and stuff, but you're not. Like, systematically, you are not oppressed.
Yeah,
so
true.
when I hear about what you just said, it's kind of like the same thing. It's like, why would you try and put yourself in that place of being oppressed? And
Exactly,
like, you know?
exactly. It's the wildest thing ever. Like it's the wildest thing ever.
That's weird.
And I saw
It is weird.
That's weird.
Do you think they're doing it for a check though?
No, they just do this to do it.
They cut off a leg.
They still want to get money from that too, or would they get money?
They just want
The
motive is not for money. It's
No, I'm saying like,
I
but
wouldn't
like
look
in
at
the
it.
end, would they still get money for that by being disabled?
I don't know.
Like, how can you work with one leg?
It's a new
I mean,
thing.
clearly they crazy, so they should.
they just
I could
That is
Word.
crazy.
She get a check.
You niggas is weird.
Like, I've never heard that.
To follow that with another question, I want to ask: could you guys date someone with a missing limb or disabled?
If it
Absolutely.
came
Okay,
down.
hold on. I'm gonna circle it around. Could you do it?
Depends on what. Like, what happened? Inside dope, I'm like, okay.
My God.
Wait, what?
legitimate reason why, like,
What
what really happened.
Somebody
Somebody probably cut their arm off, like, it has to be like something tragic happened. I'm like,
What if
okay,
it's not
I-
tragic?
You mean like a birth defect type thing? Like if you was born without the leg, it's fine.
No,
type thing?
no,
Like,
it has to be like
like,
something.
you
Like you had
gotta lose your leg and
You want a
walk.
dramatic story with it.
Yeah, I'm like,
I want my
but so I have to think about like, damn, that's sad.
You are sick.
But I probably won't.
But wait, can she be a big girl with the one
Oh,
leg?
shit,
Nah, I'm not a kid. Nah, I can't do that.
What?
Mind blown.
Oh my God! It's the first time I've ever heard of
Turns out we're trying to pick up.
Wow, it's just
Your mind really blown though.
I would never turn
You
down a
never
big
turn
girl.
down a big girl.
I know. That's why I'm interested to hear it. Like,
in this certain situation, I turned out big.
why could she be like you got hold up or
Yo,
something?
Nah, it's not like it's just
If you ain't got a war story, right?
yeah. You know, it's
Well, you got a war story.
I'm just saying, nonsense.
it's like you have to have something where I'm like, damn, that really happened. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So I don't. If it's like something natural, like oh, I was born this. That's sad too,
You
but
got a baby yet?
you have to know right.
Okay, so Chris, could you do it?
As long as his dick still works, I don't care.
Hey.
Okay, alright. There you go. Could you do it?
No.
You gonna do it? Nah?
I don't think so.
Damn,
Let me think about that. I did a chick with a dick though. Like I changed transsexual, but I'm transable. That's weird, right?
Okay.
Like
Okay.
I don't know. I can't.
He's a
You gotta be okay.
So you can do it though.
It's vice versa. No.
What about you, Kristina?
I don't know. I don't know.
You come live on one leg.
Oh,
like,
no.
Hey yo, you are.
Hey, yo, I'm gonna look at you like, who the
Oh, you
Would you do it?
No.
Nah.
Nah, he got
I think I'll be able to do it.
This is a relationship, not a triathlon. Like,
I think I'll be able to do it.
For the check, right?
No. My own check.
I'm taking that shit.
You know, like this. Love comes in different shapes and forms. What
That's
if
true.
I try everybody with limbs, they don't work out? Here come this limitless person, and she's the one.
You a good
You
man.
never
right.
know.
You a good man.
You never know.
I gotta appreciate my life. That's
She got no arms, but
Alright, man, give her one arm. At least need one arm.
Hey, like, I want you to hug me, yo.
I get feet in her, and I got feet big too. At least give her one arm. She got at least one.
Don't be on shoulder.
Alright, if she ain't got no arm, like, give her an arm.
so what about you, Jimmy?
Shit. I mean, it depends on what it is. Honestly, I swear. It depends on what it is.
Okay, what's a no for you then?
Shoulders.
Both
You
legs.
can have, like, say for instance, right? You got both legs, but you ain't got no toes.
What? You can never wear
Like,
sandals.
your foot going. You got a prosthetic foot. Alright, we can still walk around. We're gonna walk around slowly. You know what I'm saying? You got an arm, but your hand missing. You got a prosthetic hand.
I know she ain't got no arm.
Huh?
But you got nothing but shoulders. It's just
I do
shoulders.
it. I do it.
I probably could.
Yeah, I think I could.
I just stay on the side that got the arm.
Yeah, but your arm gonna reach
Or
over
would it
there.
be better to?
Yeah,
Would it be better to be on the side?
Nigga, your arm gonna be there right there.
I don't want a nut poking.
There's never cuddle section, just to let you know. There's no.
No,
Yeah,
it can cut.
How? How? With no, with just shoulders.
She'll let her cuddle me.
Just lay right on my
So you
chest.
always want
There you go.
So you always want to be the cuddler, not cuddle.
Yeah, that's how I'm always, even with girls with two limbs, I'm always the cuddler.
Right.
I gotta cuddle you. I don't want you
What
cuddling
about you,
me.
Jack?
I think I could. For me, if I were dating someone and they lost a limb, if I love them enough, I would probably want to like.
What if they came?
If they,
What the?
they came, I think like you said, it would depend.
It gave up back.
No, I'm not doing that. Like, no, it would depend. Like,
gonna keep walking.
I got scared. No, honestly, man, as long as the parts I need work, like I really can't complain. Like,
What if she
like, really?
What if y'all talk and she never tell you until y'all meet up?
Ooh. Oh, like a
But you like you know what I'm saying?
catfish?
Y'all texting, y'all FaceTiming, everything fine. And you start developing feelings fine. But when y'all meet up,
She missing something.
shorty just
Well, if you on FaceTime, I'm already like, yo, move the camera around there. I'm like,
first
You
off,
want to see the
You know what? People get offended. Like, you know,
once, all she gotta do is lay down on her back.
Yeah.
Once these slide up a little bit, your mind is. So, don't even lie.
Like, I mean, yo, honestly, it's something I want to enjoy. Like, so if you're missing some limbs, I really can't
Like
enjoy it.
you want to play footsie, though.
Yeah, I want to play soccer. If you're on the legs, you gotta be on the bench. So I can't really. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I could do it like that. It would just probably depend on what limbs and like the scenario, like he said, the situation behind it. Like, but I can really love that person.
He said he want a war story. He wants to I was in Vietnam and I threw a grenade and it came back.
And I only had 5 seconds, but you know.
Yeah, I'm like, man.
Alright, so Mario Lopez got into a debate. He took some heat this week for some comments that he made last week. He said that it's dangerous for parents to allow kids to go through the process of transition so early. He said
He's talking about like ages 3.
He said
3?
Yeah, he said 3. Like it's dangerous for the parents to allow them to go through that process at 3 because they don't know, like they don't know about their sexuality.
I have a question.
And all that.
Are like kids, like are parents really doing that to their 3-year-olds though?
I mean, what does it mean to like transition, and what are they doing to them? Because I feel like if a kid is creative, you should let them be creative. If a little boy wants to wear a tutu at 3 years old, let him wear a tutu.
Okay,
so a similar situation is I guess Dwayne Wade's kid. How old is his kid?
he like 12.
No.
I just seen that
like
recently. He's like
10,
10.
11.
Oh,
That's still pretty much young.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I guess what they're saying, how do their minds at that point know it? But he's saying
at 10 he got his own ideas. Though.
Yeah, that's
it's
old
not,
enough.
It's not like he's not thinking for
That's
himself.
definitely old enough to know your game.
Like,
I mean, I think it just depends.
It is old enough.
Like at that age, I feel like if you want to be you, like express yourself as much as you want, but I don't think surgery is the way to go. Like if you want to transition,
because you're not done
right.
So I guess what Mario Lopez is saying that allow that transition stage. Like if you had a boy and he's like with 3 and you wanted to get his shit removed.
I wouldn't do it.
I feel like that should be illegal.
Right.
That's a child.
Yeah,
that's too much.
They just kids. Like you
Yeah,
can't. Like let's do the
You don't even know nothing at 3 years old.
They shouldn't be going through like hormone pills and changes.
Yeah, that's way too early.
They're not even developed yet.
Like maybe in high school, okay, but not like none of that.
They should know nothing about that.
No.
Right, like at the age of 10, I understand, you expressing yourself by all means, but I don't think going the extra step of taking the pills and everything yet. That's a little.
But I think they might let him do that. Like D-Wade and them, they're like 100% support.
They got money,
so like,
so they, yeah.
but I mean, even if you take away
But is his son gay or is his son saying he wants to
I
be
think
gay?
He's not transitioning though.
Yeah,
I'm saying, like,
it's different.
if he decided that he wanted to transition, I think they would let him.
I don't think
Yeah,
that's
not later. Probably not.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be later.
I don't think they would, honestly. I think they're very expressive, and I think they'll let him be expressive, but I doubt
They'll let them do that. I mean,
they can do everything.
Right.
Well, being that
EJ didn't start like cross-dressing until he was like an adult though. Like,
so
you knew he was gay as a kid, but he didn't look like that. He didn't beat his face.
I think they'll just let him be expressive.
Well, we had a topic a few weeks back where we were asking if or do we think that cartoons and media these days are now portraying too much of sexuality? Are they kind of like plaguing sexuality with children at a very young age?
No.
You guys don't think so?
Because I think about it, like growing up watching a lot of the shows that I watch, they always push the thing between men and women and sexuality early anyway. So I don't see why it's a problem when it's, talking about gay people or stuff like that.
Right now,
I see cartoons, sexist cartoons, like
right now the cartoons are showing same-sex marriages and
I think a lot of it is
Kids
for
are
the
growing up
money.
with same-sex parents now, though.
True, but that's now.
So,
Like, I don't.
I think that media should reflect what's going on now.
Exactly.
I honestly think it's just for the money. If you
Like when
really-
I grew up watching Arthur, there was nothing gay on it.
But honestly,
But there's gay stuff on
when
it.
I watched that scene, it was so
Yeah, but like,
right?
when you grew
The
up,
teacher's gay.
when you grew up, you also didn't grow up seeing so many gay couples in public either.
Exactly.
That's
So,
true.
you know what I mean? So if it's
That's
more
true.
open, like that's what happens.
the
That's reflected
representation
in
needs to
time.
be there.
Absolutely.
I still think it's for the money.
I mean, I
Honestly,
think
I think it's
that.
for money.
Oh yeah,
I think it's very important to have conversations with children about sexuality
Yeah,
and to
it
explain
is.
to them what being gay is, what being trans is.
Yep.
Information is powerful, and the more we hide it from them, the more
The
likely they are to do
yeah.
something
Exactly.
sneaky
It's
and
not
stuff
just
like
Because they
that.
ask questions, they'll start doing it without understanding what they're doing. It's just not
Exactly.
explained to them.
I'll be the type of my bad. Go ahead.
For me, I try to watch this one cartoon, Young Justice. I don't know if y'all watch.
Oh my God.
I'll watch Young Justice, and then there's one scene they go Aqualad kiss another man. I'm like, what?
Wait, was that season 3?
Yeah.
Oh,
I was
dedicated. She's right. That's dedication to the
Episode 6.
It's around me. I'm like, if any of the other youngsters, they've never had nobody gay here. Why they had to make him black guy?
But-
I'm like,
Your kids is like still newborn, so like they don't know.
Yeah.
no, I was watching for me. I was hurt. I'm like,
Like, no.
I was hurt.
So, I mean, because you mentioned something very important. So, I wanna. Did you guys ever have that when you were younger? Did you guys ever have that birds and the bees sexuality talk with your
Nope.
parents? Never. No.
Nope. I had to find out everything online.
Yeah.
Oh,
What about y'all?
I had to.
Found out in school.
I mean, I learned about it in school, but I found out. I mean, I had to talk after I had my first. After I lost my virginity, then I had
Yes.
to talk.
That's when the conversation
Because I mean, it's not too late. I still knew what to do from
Right.
school, but I mean, if I'm not telling you unless you ask me.
And that's what I'm saying.
What about y'all fellas,
I
y'all?
never had none of those talks.
I think I
My father wasn't around.
You see,
And I don't think-
this is the problem, and now I was a little offended because I felt, as a part of the LBG community, like, oh, they, that you guys don't like it being exposed, but it's just because like nobody ever had
Talks
conversations
about it.
with
No,
y'all.
it's I don't mind. Look,
Me neither.
rock
I don't
out,
mind.
do what you want to do. I'm go ahead, but it's just I don't want it exposed to my child too early because I feel like
What is like exposure though? Like I look
Like-
at it like it's two people in love, and the kid sees that's fine.
Yeah,
but like
it's not like they're
it's not
having
like they're
sex or
showing
something.
them porn.
I'm
you
not
know?
going like,
like-
all right, come on, like no, you don't need to say it. It's just like, damn, like turn your head, look at me.
I feel like
I
they
don't, I
would-
just don't want I don't, cause I don't want me. I think I'm gonna wait until they figure. Like I want my child to come to me. Like I don't want to be like, all right, look, sit down. We need
You don't
But
want to wait
this is
until
it.
let me tell you
It's up for you to
something.
go
This
get
is what I'm
your
telling you.
child.
You don't want to wait until it's too late. I never felt like I had anybody comfortable enough to tell in my family that I liked women growing up at all. So I was very sneaky, and be times where I got caught. Like I kissed my first girlfriend in kindergarten during that time. You see what I'm saying? I was 6. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. Exactly.
I feel like-
You know what I mean? So this is what I'm saying. Like kids are not too young. They know what's going on. They have feelings. Like you can't tell me the first time you got horny. Nobody remembers that shit. Like just about. You know what I mean? You have to talk to them. You have to. They like you don't know what they're going through in the inside, and you have to establish that relationship with them. Like
I
it's okay to talk to
trust
me.
you.
Right. I think the problem is this. The problem is
explore. When they're done, they
And the
explore.
next thing you know, I ended up in an exorcism, and they was trying to play some devil out of me, saying that I had some spirit in me. You know what I mean? Just because I like girls.
I feel like
And as a
there's
kid, I
never
didn't
a problem
understand
with
shit.
learning.
Yo.
Like it's never a problem with learning about it because your child can do whatever your child wants to do.
Right.
Honestly,
I think
so
they
it's
need
never
exposure.
a problem to teach your child about it while they're young, just so that your child knows. Like, look, this is out here. So if you come asking questions, just how you feel, whatever, so be like you know what this is. I'm not gonna talk much detail into it, but I'm gonna let you know, like this is out here. This is
Because I know.
Because this is what the
I got a
world
question.
is.
Hey,
Right.
fellas. I got a question for the fellas.
I just ran back through my mind. The first time my bad. The first time I learned about sex and all of that, my babysitter cut on porn and made me sit with her and watch it.
What?
Your babysitter was
She's a
And
motherfucker.
I'm like, What's going on?
But I mean,
never talked to my mother.
but they y'all married.
I'm not ashamed about it. Like
I never spoke
you
to
know,
a lot more
and we
happened,
need
but
that
like, I never spoke to my mother.
Yeah.
Like, I never just like, yo, so I seen, you know what I'm saying, this, but
I see.
I mean, I would say that's how I learned too. Like
that's why we need to
just
start the conversation with them.
the internet and porn. I think that's how I learned about like just browsing the internet. You can see shit like that.
And it's such a bad influence.
Yeah, I didn't learn about that.
More so it was the internet. Like yo, I didn't have that Birds and the Bees talk. It was me.
Yeah.
My mom actually talked to me about it right after.
Yeah.
After I done did it.
my mother, I think it was an awkward thing. For
Yeah,
my mother.
I think it was the same
Like,
thing. That like
my father
for the
was in
men,
that conversation.
that's how it's supposed to be. Like your
It's
father's
supposed
supposed
to be
to. But I never had my father in my life, so who gonna talk to me about it?
I never had that.
My mother
I
never
was
talked to me about
like,
that shit.
they just skip through channels, they see porn on TV. I'm like,
My mother had to play.
Here it's come, I switch
You
the
were
channel.
made.
My mother
You can wait until 2 a.m. to watch it.
So I was forced in the conversation.
You had the cartoons on the last.
Nah, it used to be like, oh, it used to
Hey, as soon as you get the door knock.
oh, she said, on the no, she be like, let me see the remote.
Yeah,
Like,
oh,
yeah, yo, you got your channel. Oh, you want a channel, me? You want a channel? Oh.
I don't think I ever got caught with that though.
I never got caught.
Yeah, I never got
Watching porn on TV.
Yeah, and then like cartoons with the last channel. As soon as you hit that door, last.
I never watched it on TV though. Like
Yeah, I just watch on TV.
Boy, HBO used to be lit.
That Adult Swim used to be it too.
First show I saw
I remember the first time I seen Uncle Luke on BT Uncut. I was like,
It's to sit in front of the TV like, okay. Yo, it was crazy.
Especially the Nelly tip drill. I know people like that.
That music video.
Bruh.
Tip drill.
What was that called?
But yeah,
Real
man.
Sex. HBO.
Real
Real
Sex.
Sex. That's the first thing I seen.
So now there's actually stories and scenarios where some kids around the world are actually born with both sexual organs. Like it's a rarity, but it actually happens.
What's the term for that? That's
Hermaphrodite. What is it?
Hermaphrodite.
Yeah.
Hermaphrodite. Yeah. But what do you guys?
They got the term for it.
What do you? Okay, so as far as that, what do you think the process is like for kids that are born with that and they have to learn now the duality of both sides as far as sexuality? Do they get to decide
They do.
which one?
They do.
They
Like, I don't know if you guys heard of that South African athlete who eventually had to retire because a lot of the white athletes were complaining that because she had both parts, she had more testosterone and that's why she kept winning and stuff. And she,
Wow.
yeah, she had to retire because of that.
That's terrible.
But now they're allowing now they're having the issue with like certain like if you are transgender, if you transition to a male,
Right.
you can compete in the women's field, and they're complaining about that now.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a big thing. Right
Yeah.
there.
If you're a male and you transition to a woman, you can compete in the women's field. Like there was a
Take
UFC
it off and
fighter.
everything, I
She
get
beat the dog shit out of this other UFC fighter, and she was like, "Yo, that's not fair. That's a dude."
No,
But
it's
she does
fair.
take
It is
hormones
fair, and
and
I'll tell
everything.
you why. Because when they cut your balls off, you no longer have testosterone like that, right?
You're taking
You
hormone
don't.
pills.
You're taking
everything to
hormone
be a
pills.
female.
You're taking estrogen.
You're not building as much testosterone
Yeah.
as before, so it is equal.
It just might have a little bit more
I ain't letting my
testosterone.
way get it over here. Yo, what a towel at? What a towel at? Give me it.
I don't.
That's it.
Biologically speaking,
I'm about to
it's
go
fair.
my way. I'm sorry.
But as far
The hands are still big too, like man.
Yo, man fist? Is she just, no.
So how much testosterone are they
That's low.
losing? How fast are they losing this testosterone that kind of makes them, I guess, incapable of being considered a man?
Well,
right?
once the testicles are removed, that's it.
It's
You know,
gone
we're gonna,
completely.
yeah, that's it.
There's-
That's
I
what the
mean-
hormones are for. It's to equate everything.
There's still that's still a big issue that's going around, and that's a tricky conversation right there.
It
Like,
is.
it's been a big conversation. I mean, I personally feel like maybe there should be like a separate type of I don't know.
Category?
Yeah, like we mentioned that. We had
that would be biased though.
And I told you that wouldn't work. Because you would feel some type of way.
Exactly.
Being pushed into a whole nother category.
They'd be like, oh, like, you don't think I'm a woman.
Right.
Like,
that's not gonna work.
Like singling them out again.
I don't know. But as far as the kids that are born with both sexuality, though, imagine if you had one that was. How would you raise that kid now? As far as especially in this climate today, this sexual climate, the way things are going now, how would you raise that kid, being that they have now that duality for both sexual organs, and they have to make a decision like I'm either a woman or a man. Like how do you raise a kid?
I think that's the thing about gender these days. It's very fluid. So I wouldn't necessarily tell my child, oh, it's either you're a man or a woman. You can be anything you want to be. There's no box. You know?
Absolutely.
So
they're the other box, right?
Yeah.
But is there being no box, is that becoming too much of a problem? We just spoke about the whole trans label. It's now there's so many classifications that are breaking
That's freedom.
I don't believe
that's freedom.
I don't believe it's a problem, right?
You be what you want to be. Like you don't gotta be male or female.
So you're actually agreeing, in a sense, you're agreeing with the sense like you can cut off a limb and just be living yourself trans labeled then. Because now they're
that's totally
do what you want.
You're
it's
stupid, but who's gonna check you?
Right. Nobody's gonna check you, but you gotta think about it like this. This person's cutting off a limb to then call themselves trans.
To be oppressed.
Right. Like that's, there's people that are born with these things that
literally just
trans people literally know they want to be that.
Like these free dudes, I wouldn't know how to approach the situation if my child had both parts, but I would be, you gotta explore both worlds and figure out what you want for yourself.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. Like, come to me and let me know what you want to do. Like,
I mean, I'm gonna let you explore the world. I'm gonna tell you,
and I'm gonna still love you either way.
You gotta take care of yourself.
I mean, like when I was pregnant, I was hoping for a daughter, but you know.
I got both, so I'm taking it. Best of both worlds, like. Just saying. But I gotta ask the guys there, right? Because I think we kind of mentioned this before, and I gotta ask the guys. And I don't know if your opinions are gonna change now, but yes, you have a son, right? And they at a young age they decide they want to be gay. How do y'all take that now with your kid?
You laughing? I believe.
As a father, no matter what your kid decides to do with sexuality, me not having a father in my life, I still be there for my son.
Okay.
Like if he want to be gay, that's up to him. I'm gonna support him in everything he do. I'll be there. If anything he want to talk about, he always come to me because me growing up, I ain't have a male role model to go talk to. It was always my mother, my aunt, my older cousins. My older brother, he didn't live with us, and my other older cousin was a drug dealer, so he was on the block. So it was me and all women and my little brother. So if I have a son and he gay, I'm gonna be there for him no matter what. Because I know, as me growing up, I didn't have that male role model in my life. And he can always have me in his life to, hey, if he gotta come to me and talk about this, or if he gotta come to me and talk about that, I'm gonna give him the best and best I can to my knowledge.
You can beat up another nigga. You can touch a woman. You get that? He broke your heart. Let's go jump him.
How you take it out with your son?
Alright, see now, for me, it's kind of different. Because, like, the way I was raised, right? You know what I'm saying? Given my family background of being Muslim, I have to explain to him what comes with that. And if that's still a choice he makes, then I have no choice but to be okay with it. You know what I'm saying? But if he's growing up in the religion that, Islam, he can't do it. It's frowned against.
So would you at any point feel like you're pitting religion against sexuality or religion against humanity in a way with him?
That's tough. That's honestly, it's tough because it's like, I don't know, like I can't.
It's like either or.
It's hard. Like this is my seed, but this is the saying of my Lord. So it's like you grow with your Lord all the time.
So
it's
you would
like
love him from afar, you're saying?
I can't. I'm not going to. That's my child. I have to love him. I'm going to. It's not. So it's just gonna be like, I understand. Like you made this choice. After I explain what I explained to him, and that's just again that's the choice you want to make. Then it is what it is.
Wouldn't the Prophet agree with that though? It's all love. No.
It's
Not at
put on heels and walk out the door.
I'm not gonna be that harsh father. I don't love you anymore. I have no son.
Right.
I'm not gonna do that. I can't do that.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like I have to accept it for what it is. I'm not. You something I help create. I'm not gonna just. It's just you're gonna have to deal with that when it's your time.
Right.
I can't deal with it for you. You're gonna have to deal with that on your own.
Right.
But I'm still gonna love you and I'm still here.
Right.
So it
That's
is what it is.
Now, D now's gonna be laughing, right? So now,
Bunty boy!
because now I have to flip it culturally now because culturally now it's another thing because you're Jamaican and in the Caribbean culture, Jamaicans they
That's frowned.
They're extremely frowned.
even in my country as well. So how do you have 2 kids? How do you? Your son decides that in the next 4 years that he wants to be. You're seeing signs of that, and he's like, I guess, showing that he wants to be. How do you take that?
Well, the signs ain't real until he can take his own self. So,
But okay.
for me, I probably be like, I probably see. I'm like, dang, okay.
He's like, tough situation here.
Like you put me
I'm
on
like,
fire.
damn, okay. I see. I see where he's going,
He's like,
but I won't. I'll probably do 50-50 with it. I'll probably I try to bring him towards
woman?
being like
You gonna bring women around him at a young
No, not like that. I try to. How should I put this? We would talk when we get older. I'm listening. We're gonna talk about this when you get older, where you could come in and be like, you
So
know that.
it's something he gonna ignore.
You gonna do it? You like that? I'm gay. All right, bye.
Sure you
Come
are.
back another thing and talk about this.
It's more
You
like,
can't be gay till you get out my house.
Yeah, like he was gonna bust through the door like, yo, you like pussy yet? No, okay. How you
Like you
take
know
that?
that? How you really doing this?
Like I'm learning a lot.
I would talk to I would talk to him, we would have a talk, and I would be like, I would still love you, I'm still your father, you still gonna be my son, but I would be like, you sure that's what you want to do? I'll be like, I'll try to make sure you actually fully know what you're getting, so, because I know when I was young, I'm like, damn. I know this is gonna sound weird. I'm trying to word it like everybody like, what? But this time I'm like, I do like this girl. Like, I was never attracted to girls until I was like 12, 13. I'm like, I was never attracted to guys, so don't. But I know y'all like. I was trying to think of before. How am I word this right here? Like,
Y'all were just like so far away.
But go ahead.
so I'm like, I'm not my train of thought. I'm like, how can I word some shit now? Like, I'm gonna be simple. I'm gonna still accept him for everything that he wanna do. If he wanna like other men, okay, like other men. But make sure don't eat your sperm too. That you can't.
Hey, I just want to add in real quick. I would be perfectly fine if it was my daughter.
See,
A lot of
I'm sorry.
Y'all get it, but go ahead and get it. Go ahead and get it, y'all.
Yeah, explain.
Right?
Let me explain.
You trying to formulate the word right.
If a man break my son's heart, I can give him advice on that. We can go beat his ass.
Simple.
I don't want my daughter dating nobody that's like him. That's like him. That's like him. That's
But
like
women
me.
are just that savage though.
Yes,
Women that are
Yes, they are. They
Women are just
But it's
as
just-
savage.
When it's just when I look at certain women and how they
Would that make us
operate.
bad that he don't want to date people like us?
Y'all my brothers and I love y'all, but y'all know. Y'all know what's up. It's just like I know what's up with myself. That's what I'm saying.
You said you what?
I'm a Christian. I'm
You
a
say it out.
So anyway,
I'm sorry, I know y'all.
it's much. I don't know. It's just like the way certain women just carry themselves. You just be like,
Yeah, you think about the girls you
No,
don't
not my daughter.
Yeah. You think about the woman that he's exactly.
Nah, not even the women that I'm
You said
dealing
the
with.
way
It's
some
just-
women carry themselves.
Yeah, but come on now. There's women and then there's,
They be clueless.
you know what I'm saying?
The dumb ones, the non-clueless ones. Like
But I
a
mean-
whole nother level. I'm saying like,
You talking about the hot girls.
yeah, like the hot girls, you just like, sis, come on now, sis. Like, you know.
But that's the world we live in. That's why
Right.
most men say that they can't find a good woman because there's those hot girls. I mean, but that's
it's
the world we live in.
hot niggas too. Like,
Yeah, hot niggas.
I really
Dang.
see myself, me personally, I see y'all looking at my picture on Channel 12 News because I really had to lay somebody out because they wanted to dog my daughter and I can't have that. I can't have it.
But
Like,
what if she voluntarily put herself out there like that for her to get dogged?
She a hot body.
I gotta go. It made me hot. Like, I didn't deal with a daughter that's like a hot body.
The whole neighborhood, that's our little thing, right? Somebody said that to me. Like,
somebody said to me, how would I feel if my daughter turned out just like me? And like,
Ooh, I'm like it all big now.
I mean, but y'all gotta think about it.
First
Like,
night liquors.
I'm like,
No, I got a question. What if your girl was like on some Kim K shit, like your daughter, like
sex tape and everything.
yeah, with like somebody came and was like, I give you $100 grand and release the sex tape, $1 million. Would you rather do it?
I ain't gonna put my
I'm gonna be in the corner somewhere like, oh.
I'm a baby.
But I mean, but as men, can we really be mad knowing the shit that we done? Can we?
I think
I mean, this is my thing.
man. I think it's our pride.
My problem is this. I can't have my child do everything that I've done because I know what I've done. Like, same thing my mother probably does. Like, look at me, like, damn. Like,
you can't. So you also can't fault your child for doing the shit that you.
No, I can't fault them because I've done the same thing. I've gone through that
So you
lifestyle without perfect.
don't let it slide. Like,
No, I'ma still
Go
be
ahead,
a
go.
parent. I'ma still be like, nah, we not doing this. But that's just me being a parent to my child to want the best for my child. I know my child gonna go out there and go do some hot girl stuff or whatever, or some hot boy stuff. It's that's children. Like, children go out there and explore the world. Like, I'm sorry, but that's the truth. They gonna do what they gonna do. But I'ma try to protect you.
We ain't giving it up like that. Not here.
The world we live in, they gonna do whatever behind your back, in front of your face, and
Like, how
behind
you
closed doors,
deal
on
with that?
camera, and everything.
But then it's like,
Alright, but question. Would you rather your daughter do dark things behind your back or come to you and tell you why she's doing it?
Oh, please do it
Tell
behind
me.
my back.
Yeah. Honestly, I'd rather she do both.
I'd rather do it behind my back, but let me prepare you. And
You said you rather she do both.
Yeah, because like think about like
How she do both?
because like she said like you know kids still gonna do what they want to do at the end of the day, but I still want my daughter or son to be comfortable to talk to me about these things because
Understandable.
who knows, I could have had these experiences. I could have been like, yo, this ain't it, but I'm gonna tell you why it's not and what you need to do better. Right? So
I still rather have my daughter do behind my back because I
don't know.
don't want to. I rather raise you to know right and wrong,
that's true.
but. Don't tell me because I'm gonna feel heartbroken. Like, damn, you did.
I'm gonna be heartbroken.
You know how many
Let's just go to the clinic now. Like, I just don't want to. I mean, I want my child to be able to come to me, but there's certain things I know that they're gonna be out there exploring. And with the world we're coming into today, everything is
liberal.
It's open, it's fluid.
Because
So you gotta be willing to accept everything coming in.
my mother never asked me about like my sexual life. And when she found out, remember I told you, when she found out, we was in a car.
Yeah, I remember that line too.
My mom found out I was doing my hair.
She asked me out of the sleep.
You were tired.
My mother spent her whole life thinking like I'm a virgin ass good boy. I'm just like,
That's my mom.
okay.
My dad still.
But then one day she just got courage and was just like, yo, like you a virgin? You out here getting busy? I was like, well, if you must know. When I gave her that answer, she was in the car. She was cool. We was about to hit like 3 cars. I'm like,
My mom found out doing my hair. She was doing my hair braiding and stuff. She was like, I got a question for you. Are you still a virgin? I'm like, she got my hair like that. No, I'm not a virgin. She's like, oh God.
So you lied?
No, I told her daughter, no, I'm not a virgin. Like, I told her, but it was like, so, okay, so how many people? I was like, it was only one. It's been a while ago. I haven't done it.
So
like,
did you lie?
I told her the truth.
Okay.
It wasn't bad, but it was like, it was weird because I could go to my mom every day. I sit on the phone with my mom at work for 2+ hours talking. But it's just weird to talk to your parent about it. Like,
I never got it from my parent. I got it from my older brother. Because he always thought I never got no. That was just thing.
My dad still
Little bird. Little bird.
For me, it's always been like they knew every time we used to have a different girl a week outside of my porch talking. I'm like, who is this? Oh, she's my friend from school. Okay.
No, you
like, who is this?
Caribbean parents, they
yeah,
dumb. They
dumb.
dumb.
So I usually like, she was just a girl from school. When they leave, you wanna come upstairs real quick?
Because my mother's Caribbean. My father, he was like, he wouldn't even kill. My father was wild. Like,
that's Caribbean.
My mother is very religious and she's strict to the bone. So she didn't even ask. My mother didn't give me the pleasure of asking. She just threw it out there like a fishnet to see what she would catch. Yeah. She's like, you like fucking all these bitches, right? And I was like, oh my God. Yo, what the fuck? Like, yo, like, and she wanted to see my response. Like, oh, yo, that's how they do it. Bitches, right? Like, I was like, what are you talking about? Like, they show it out there to see what they gonna catch. Like, my dad's she was fishing. She's been fishing every day. I come home like, where you come from? Yeah, that little whole ass house, right?
But see, that's the thing. My dad's Caribbean, and I'm his only child and daughter. So I'm daddy's little girl off the bat. And like to this day, like my dad, he's never asked that question. Like it's never like. I think that's what it is. He's worried that he's gonna be like, oh, she's fucking at me. But like he know like you talk. He told me he like I know you're talking to people, but like he don't. If I say anything about boyfriend, you don't got a boyfriend. I'm like, okay, daddy, you in denial. Like my whole life scream, my man. Like come on, daddy.
Fathers be gone. They don't say
that. He know.
And they try to act like they don't.
He just don't want to accept it.
I never had a conversation with my father. He just. I know you out here doing your thing.
I think my dad is worried.
My son.
Right. I think my dad is worried. I'm daddy's little girl's like, yeah, I don't want to know my daughter out here getting whatever she's doing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I just,
you
can't deal with it at all.
Daughter, boy. That's why
it's a whole different story.
I don't want to have a daughter. I really don't.
I
want to at the same time, but I don't. It's like, because I'm going to cherish that relationship. Like, I'm going to love the fact that I got a daughter, but at the same time, it's just every time she just.
You know the type of man.
You want to ask her.
Yo, I'm going to be crazy. Like, I want to see all her text messages. I want to.
You don't have to see this. Get our text and that with your phone.
You not hit me with a, how long you going to be, I know about that. I used to do that.
I'll be another hour right after I open the door.
I used to tell you, what time you going to work? I'm lying on everything. I'm lying on everything.
Wow.
Well, I'll be back in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Turn around, be back in 5.
Back. How long you gonna be? I'll be right outside. I had to call out of work just to be on time. You stupid as hell. You think about to play some joke on me. I know the game. I know the game. You know.
You gonna sneak him up in here?
Yeah, y'all are crazy here. But I'm gonna segue into another. So there's a scenario that happened. Was it last week or maybe this week? A father or a man, he had asked a woman for a picture. I don't know if you guys heard about this. He asked her for a picture of her kid. Yeah, and she sent the picture of her breastfeeding to the guy. And there's been this whole debate about whether that was problematic or not.
So they were like dating or they're talking and then
it's a baby father.
The baby father.
Baby
father asked the baby mother for a picture of the kid, and she sent a picture of her breastfeeding the kid.
See, but wait.
That's it.
They're not together. Both
was
he's with another woman.
The kid was asleep.
Oh.
He has a girlfriend, right? But the kid was asleep. The kid fell asleep breastfeeding.
Right.
She didn't want to wake the baby up. I mean, the breast is really in his mouth, so you see like.
Right.
So I want to get y'all opinion first. Cause put yourself in that scenario. You're the woman of the baby father that's with him, and he asked his baby mother for a picture of the kid, and you find out that she sent that picture breastfeeding.
Oh, I find out.
Yeah, how do you react to it? How do you react to that? Is that problematic?
Yeah, because that hoe was definitely being slipped.
Yeah.
No, wait, hold on.
She was
You
about
guys
to
know
get
the fact that he
this
said, he messaged her and said, when she sent the picture, he said, I'm just going to be honest with you, I don't feel like that's appropriate that you sent that. I don't want to cause any problems
Okay, I would acknowledge
my
that.
girlfriend and you.
He said that when the girlfriend snatched the phone and sent it.
The girlfriend would have snapped the phone. She's like, bitch, bitch, don't play with my man like this.
Her response was, I don't see the problem with it. If your girlfriend gonna see it as a problem, that means she has something going on with her.
Yeah, she need to grow up.
Like, she need to grow
No,
up
but
and
the
stuff.
thing is, I asked a picture of my child, not a picture of my child and your titty.
Yeah.
I don't need your boob.
Like, you could have waited till the morning to take
Or
that
send a picture when the baby was asleep on the bed. Like, come on.
Exactly. So many ways you could have did it.
So many ways.
If he was asleep, you could have took the titty out of his mouth already. Like, why is it still sitting there?
Choking on baby. Choking on baby.
This how you was when you was with
She's trying to get him back.
Yeah, so that's low-key petty.
It was a little petty, but we got a petty bone sometimes.
But for me, if my kid's mother said that, I'm like, oh, he's sleeping. Okay, cool.
That's you.
You was not well, we know that. We know that.
I'm like, oh, your titties fell out.
For you, it have to be reversed for you. If your baby mother sent you a picture of your kids, but a man is in the bed, then what? Because basically that's what it is. She sent a picture of the baby.
You see your face, right?
I'm already zooming into me doing back there. Can I still go with picture like?
Yo, dang it.
How would you react to that?
Is that my necklace on the table over there?
How would you react for that?
I'm
To me personally, I'm pulling up. I'm
They
pulling
probably
up.
gonna be like, that's my necklace on the table. Come and get it.
You got a girlfriend though. Why you pulling up?
Why you got another man in the bed with my kids? No,
But
it's different.
We don't know the level of their relationship.
It's different. It's
It's cool
switched.
already.
It's switched. The man don't have a girlfriend, but like the baby mother has a boyfriend, and the boyfriend's in the bed with her.
But what if they
What if
been
they already?
together?
Is that a problem?
Hey,
Especially if I don't know about it, hell yeah, it's a problem.
So wait, so
what if you about it?
you have a problem with your baby mother having her boyfriend in the bed with your kids?
Hell yeah, if I don't know about
Why?
it. I gotta meet him. I have to
but
meet him.
what if you did
I
know?
gotta know that his intentions around my kids are pure. You gotta know they're pure.
But
You got child molesters out here and all that.
But you gotta think about
We in the
it.
age of R. Kelly.
But for me, I would have told him, if you
He's
take
been
a
in the age of R.
picture,
Kelly for 3 decades.
It's more safe than that.
So my thing is, if he that kind of dude, regardless of whether you pull up or not, he gonna be that kind of dude. He might put up a front for you, like.
And that's what I'm
He
saying.
gonna be that
Like,
dude regardless.
there's hot boys out here. This is this hot girl. So how do you know like he is pure? Like
I would have told her, listen, if you got another dude, I don't want him in the picture. I just want to see my man, my little man, my little girl, and that's it. Like, tell
So
him
you don't want to meet the...
That's all.
Yeah, no, I don't need him.
I want to meet him, but like,
But I still don't care for him to really
be in the picture.
be in the picture. I'm like, I just gotta see him. That's it.
Right, but if he was having, she taking the picture now, folks say he in the back with his leg up on the couch watching.
I'm
That's that
not.
he showing. Who the camera? Get my balls in the picture. Oh, like,
I'm gonna call him. I'm like, yo, I just bought a picture, so how's moving?
Angling, like she meant.
I had to look at the picture, but I sent it anyway. Like nah,
Right,
I'm
you know
gonna
what I'm
do it
saying?
again.
Homeboy in the background chilling. Like
I feel
I
like
can see if he like if what if he on the couch watching TV? And she just caught it like that.
The back of his
but
head or something.
a woman know what she doing. If she
Yeah,
said she should have deleted it, okay, let me.
It's different if he in the picture like, like he trying to get in there, but like if he in the background chilling, and I already know that you're dating
I
someone.
gotta know him.
But that's what I'm saying. We don't know the status of their relationship. We don't know if he already.
I still gotta meet him.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay,
it's
you
new.
always
It's
gotta
new.
meet him.
It's just the same thing with her. She would want to meet the woman that's in her kid's life. So
Of course.
that's
It's like they said, mommy to my baby, but I
that's
don't know.
respectable. But I'm not about to be all. I'm not about to do all that. Like
As long as I meet him, it don't matter, right?
we're gonna meet when we meet.
outside.
And if you do anything wrong to my kid,
I'm on that
you
ass.
disappear.
I'm on that ass, like right on right.
Ain't no
I'm
time.
gonna catch him sneaking outside, walking outside naked. Ain't nobody trying.
Nobody think
He
you
ain't
right.
gonna know it's me.
I'm not saying nothing. I'm coming in the front now.
Nah,
Right.
I'm gonna
know
get
it's
so
me.
he can't come. Who did this to me? Like,
Nah, you gonna know it's me. I might even sign my name on it just so you know it's me, cause you gonna know it's me.
nah, I want to feel it, cause he can't know who it is. Like.
Alright, I wanted to pull back a conversation that we had a debate about 2 weeks ago that it was a topic that we had brought up. Me and you guys are here. I mean, we got some insight on this conversation, right? So they had this whole thing circulating where they were saying like if you propose to someone and they deny the relationship, the proposal is the relationship over. Deny the man.
No.
Is the relationship over?
Not necessarily.
It's over.
I'm not saying nothing.
It's okay. So
I'm not saying nothing.
Is it over?
No.
Is it over?
No.
Hell yeah, it's over. Ain't nothing
Okay.
to talk
So
about.
so why is it over?
If he proposed to me and I said no, there's not. I mean, I could explain to you why I said no, but there's nothing more to it. Like I said no, that's it. Like there was.
So that means
reason why I
a
said
relationship
no.
that you just wasting your like how many months
I mean, but I wouldn't get that far into a relationship if I know that I'm not. If I don't see nothing, and if I don't see no A game, I'm not getting that far.
That's what I'm asking you. You're dating a guy for a while.
I wouldn't go that far then if I know. Like if I know when I jump into a relationship, if I know I don't see marriage at the end of this, that's it. We not even about. We not getting past years. There's nothing to
I
talk
said
about.
this.
So my thing is like, okay, so you're dating someone, right? So what you're saying is that there's no other reason why you can say no to marriage.
No, there's no reason I can say no. If I know that if I tell you what I want from the jump. And I know what I want from you, and we work on that, or whatever you pop the question, and we still working towards that. That's sad. Like I'm here for you, you're here for me. It's a relationship. We're meant to be together to build each other.
So, but is there something that's proposing too soon for you?
You can't act like that. I'm a hopeless romantic. I love love. So if I'm getting a
Oh my God,
that's it. Like
so if 3 months in he proposed and you
Oh,
could.
no, that's a little too much.
I'm just saying,
I'm just saying, but explain what too soon is then next time.
3 months in, how you
Nah,
proposing?
that's too soon. Yeah.
So you say no, the relationship is over?
All
It
of
might
us.
have to be because he looking for something that I'm not ready to do yet. I wouldn't even get that far.
You jumped the gun.
No, you can't tell him wait.
I can't tell you the way. It's 3 months and you already ready to propose. That means you know what you want
But if he
already.
loves you, then he's willing to wait.
How you love me at 3 months already? Like
It's
how?
possible. Love can happen like
That's
that.
him. So that's what I'm saying. That's him. So being that you said no, you're saying the relationship is over.
I'm done. I mean, cause I feel like you want something that I'm not ready for.
Even if you love the guy and you like what you got going on, but you don't want it to be too soon to marry him, you're gonna still say, yo, that's it, the relationship is over. Now that I say no.
He's gonna say no too. If he got down on his knee in front of mad people and then proposed to me after 3 months and I said no, he gonna feel like this egg on his face.
That's not.
And I'm gonna feel like
you
this
can't
egg on
speak
his
for him,
face.
though. You can't speak
Yeah.
for
He
him.
probably will. If you think about it, men have so much pride that y'all probably gonna be like, this bitch said no to me. Fuck
When
that
it comes to
anyway.
love, men don't got pride, yo.
Yeah.
That's
If he's down on one knee, it's
If
not
he
about
really
pride.
fucks with you, then that's shit.
Exactly.
Okay, maybe I ain't heard of some men then, cause
But
these niggas out here got pride.
Alright, so what about you?
you just trying to sway them to his.
No,
Like I don't think that. Like me and my man, like we talked about that in the beginning. It's like, what do you want? Like, do you see this? Do you see that? Do you see kids? Do you see this? Because I know what I want. I know in my future I want kids. I want marriage. I want this.
But
he sees that. But it's like if you and I be like, I'll mention this and I'll be like, oh, so wait till we get married. And he's like, okay, you too bad.
He wants to prove his point. Do you feel all women are in a relationship are going through are thinking like that?
No, first off,
Okay.
first off, I said, shut up. First off, I said, if I'm dating you, right? I'm gonna ask you up front, where you want this to go? How you want to do this? And when do you see yourself getting married? When do you see yourself doing all of this? So we can get this understanding in the beginning.
Right.
So I can work myself up to your standards, and you can do what you gotta do for
So
yourself.
that's what talking is to build
That way,
into a
when I
relationship.
do propose, right, I'm feeling like I've done everything you wanted me to do. You've done everything you wanted to do. So when I propose to you and you still say no, now I can just walk away from that like, all right, cool, I'm done. I don't want to go back.
Now, here was my umbrage with that. He said that. You understand what he said, right? So now, he said that I've done everything I feel you wanted me to do, so now I'm going to propose to you. So now he proposed to you, and you say no. You still love him, but you say no. I'm not ready for that yet. He walks away. Are you okay with that? You don't feel there's a conversation needing to be had after that?
Absolutely, we need to talk.
thoughts too.
Okay, so first of all,
There
I
we
would
go.
definitely say no. One, I don't like surprises, period. So the fact that you pulled me out here, now I'm like embarrass you. I'm going to embarrass
So he
you.
gonna tell you when he proposing?
Absolutely.
I don't.
Absolutely.
I feel like
You need to have that
I
discussion
know.
because first of all, I'm like, I have a little bit of commitment issues as well. So like, don't just like spring something on me. Like, again, I will embarrass you.
It's like shining a
especially if
spotlight
I'm
on you.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You just
It's
said
not-
I kind of like the element.
I don't even like.
Yeah, I
don't even
am
like
the
birthday
same way. I don't
parties.
like that. Like,
So you'd rather him come to you like, yeah, I'm gonna propose to you on
absolutely.
August 25th.
If he's had that time to get to know you and know what you like and don't
He
like,
knows
it
you
doesn't
already-
matter.
You already know that he's not
Even
just
if
gonna
we're both
surprise you.
ready, like there still needs to be that discussion. Do you think we're ready to take the next step?
There
Yes,
you
baby.
go. That's-
Okay.
and my thing is,
propose to me, and I say yes.
Then again, like,
Exactly.
you know, you
I'm not
guys are
against
all
that.
like speaking from a monogamous standpoint, right? And I'm about that poly life, so like, I ain't trying to marry nobody. I'm trying to be in a house with like 5 chicks and 1 dude, and we live in life. Like,
So my argument with him.
Spend the night.
The car broke down. I gotta stay here inside. Hey, yo, let me say that to me. I'm pulling up. Nah, I'll come pick you up. It's fine.
So my argument with him was that like I feel like even if you've done everything you can, you feel as a guy. Some women, like you said, that's a whole other like that's mortgage, finances, that's marriage, that's a whole other thing.
Okay, so how do I know
somebody?
So even if you say no, you might still love that person.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that you don't want it. There's
more work to do.
But this is
you're not ready for that.
I work in a law firm, a family law firm where I work
Let him speak.
No, that's
no.
the point though.
Let him
I said he did everything. There's no more work to do. Everything is done. His
That's what I'm
expectations,
saying.
like the expectations that she put on him, are done. Everything that she wants to do for herself is done. That's what
That's
the
what I'm
point that
saying. If you tell me we need to have a house,
And
we gotta have a bank account with X amount in
We
it.
get all that.
We gotta be, you know what I'm saying?
And she
Your
still say
layout,
yeah.
just your layout,
Mhm.
right? I do everything.
Right.
Like you don't have no complaints.
Right.
Like you can't pick one thing that it's like, yo, this need to be better because I've done it already.
And you still say
And
no.
then I still say to you, all right, so I'm thinking about marrying you.
And
And-
propose.
I'm gonna propose to you.
And you still
Then
say
I would
You
no.
say, oh.
still say no?
Okay, all right. So
That's not
that would be a problem.
Right.
That would be a problem.
Yeah, you can't use
Explain
it
it like
like
that.
that.
That's no problem.
And that's the thing, you can't use the excuse of financial because I work in a law firm where we do a whole bunch of divorces where it's like you can situate that stuff. You don't have to joint your accounts together. You don't have to do none of that. So that's not. I feel like that's not an excuse. Like
Hey, that's
if
something
you
that they
already
wanna go
had
through
that
that, though.
talk, and I feel like if you already had that talk with a person, you already told them what you want. Then why are they wasting their time?
Now,
making all these
okay, so now
meetings?
again, what he said. Let me flip on this head a little bit more. He agreed that he said that if I've done everything, when you talk about finances, marriage, kids, and you're like, I'm ready for it, right? And then you're like, you know what? I think marriage gonna be good. So 3 months later, he proposes. Within those 3 months, you go through this crisis or this change where you're like, yo, I don't think I'm stable now. My mind changed. You know, because our minds do change like that. Some days I wake up, some days I want to be in a relationship, some days I want to go fuck like 5 women. You know what I'm saying? It's not, no one is that stagnant. Sometimes you flip like that, you know what I'm saying? So 3 months down the line, you're like, nah, I don't think I want to. And he proposes to you. Now, you say no. Is the relationship over or is there not a talk need to be had after that? Because now
Why is the
there's
talk
I feel
coming
like
before
we can
that?
have a conversation of why it's a no, but there's really nothing more to talk about.
Why is that
no?
conversation not coming before then? Like if you know, if I tell her I'm gonna propose to you in 3 months,
Especially
and
if she
she's
don't like
ready,
the
but
president.
you don't say it. You don't say it. You
No,
say
but
no.
if she don't like the president, he said and he tells her.
Yeah.
wants to be, she wants
to
it
be
to be
told.
known.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm saying, if I'm telling her 3 months, it's on, and then
It's on.
it might be tomorrow. Something change with her.
So you're
Why
telling
is she not coming to me and telling me that she don't want to do
so
something?
you're telling her in 3 months you're gonna propose. That's what you're telling her.
That's because that's what she like. If
Right.
I'm dealing with her, I know what she like and don't like.
Because
So
there's a
I already
difference.
know.
If you had that conversation, you said, I want to marry you, and you ask her, yo, are you ready for marriage? And she's like, cool. If you don't set a time stamp on that shit, that's a different issue.
If I know her and I know she wants a timestamp, that check. Why you not? If I know her, I'm going to do what
This
she
is the thing.
wants.
She
Why
saying
you-
she
why you
wants
not
to be
saying that?
told. If she says she wants to be told when you're about to propose to her, he gets everything in line and then he tells her and she still says no. Why you ain't telling me
Yeah,
before
but
that?
Yeah, but what? How many marriages? How many marriages are you gonna like? Yo, in 3 months, bro, popping that ring, like.
But someone will tell you that.
She's saying that. She can like them, but she's saying that. Yo, in 3 months, I want you to pop that question, big bro. Is she like? How many marriages is it going like that?
I mean, maybe it depends on the couple.
We're not gonna say it like that. Not even say it like that.
But we get
You start hitting like.
Right, I get hit. Like, I'm like, you know, look at this ring, babe. Like, I should have gotten that.
I get that. Well, my thing was like, if there were no previous antedating signs before that, other than her blatantly saying, "Yo, I will be cool with marriage one day," and you be like, "Alright," you don't say like, "Yo, on June 26, 2017, I'm gonna," you know, whatever. And he just go ahead and does it randomly. And she said, if you do it randomly out of the blue, it's different because it's like, yo, it's kind of spontaneous. She says, "No." There's no explanation that's warranted after.
Right.
And you set a date on this shit, like, I don't know how many couples have been like, "Yo, my nigga, just to let you know." Then I'm like,
Yo, my nigga,
if she wants to let it, if she wants to be told in advance, then there's no problem.
See, like me, I don't want to know. I like
she don't want to know, but if she don't want to know, and he did what he's supposed to do, then he's on track to do what he got to do.
Like, see, with me, I told him, I don't want to know. Like, I love the element of surprise, but he knows everything. You know my ring size. You know what I like. Like, I'm a lay it all down. And I quiz you on it throughout the time we're together. I want to know you know me. Because when it's time to pop the question, I want to know you get the right size 5. Like, I need to know that you got a ring. I called my man and asked you what size ring go, and he know. Like, that's it.
I'm not remembering shit. I'm like,
You gotta write it down in the notepad. Like,
he gonna get his X-ray size. Like, what?
you said 6?
Daddy gonna be like, what's my favorite color? Some pinkish or blue.
but see, like, my man knows that. So when it comes time for you to propose, you know everything that I like because we've had that talk. There's not a question that he knows everything about me because we've had that conversation. He knows when it's the right time to propose. We know when we're ready for all that. Like, it's no question about it.
You really know when it's the right time.
Right.
When you walk in and she on the phone with her girlfriend playing in wedding dresses and all that, it's time. Like,
like get out in. If I text my girl like, "Get her up next," like, I better find this ring soon. Like,
my overall is just that when you do everything you're supposed to, and it's still a no, then there's nothing to be said. That's all.
I agree.
If I've done
I do
everything I'm
agree.
supposed to do, and you say no, I don't have anything.
I agree. Maybe I might think
I
of
feel
text
like all that, you can still say yeah, because you still not married. She's like, "Yeah, I'm married." You still got engagement period. Some people engaged like 5 years.
You want to lie.
People engaged for 5 years, still don't get
Right,
married.
and I was telling that to somebody. I was just explaining that. You can be engaged for as long, like, there's not a time limit that says you have to be engaged for just a year. You can be engaged for as long as y'all want. He just wanted to pop that question to you. I feel like there's never a time where it has to be a limit on how long you're how long you have to propose, or how long you have to be engaged, or how long you have until you need to be married. Like, I don't feel like there's a limit for that.
All right. Last question before we get up out of here. For the women, are y'all cool with proposing to a guy?
Yeah.
Y'all cool with what?
Proposing to a guy.
I am.
Oh, that dream's getting to you, huh?
You like, nah, it ain't happening.
no, it ain't happening. I'm not getting married. Like, I don't believe in the whole marriage union. So
We're gonna spend that at
yes. We gonna be lit.
So you're cool proposing to a guy?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind at all. If I know you the love of my life and I want to have your kids, hell yeah, I'll do it.
All I'm gonna do is tell you to get up off your knee. That's it.
I can see myself proposing to a guy. If I really feel like you the one, I will.
So you really
I probably wouldn't do the like thing. I'd probably be like, at the end of the day, I probably would have had the guy like right on there, will you marry me? So I would.
I'm not gonna lie, but I wouldn't get on my knee though. Like that's
Word.
Don't-
You would just be like, "Yo, my nigga."
yeah, like at a dinner. You know,
like I can still do
Come on, bro.
I can
Ring
like if I'm gonna say something, you gonna know, but I'm not
Don't
gonna
send me. Like,
me.
don't have me put it. Hey, yo.
That's what me.
Tank up, yo. Tank up.
I don't have a problem proposing to a man. I just
You're not doing marriage at all.
I'm
like,
not proposing to a man, a woman, nothing. You
Nah.
can come over, spend a week, and go back to where you came from.
Yo, I'm going to the house. I'm coming over. I'm bringing drinks.
So you don't believe in monogamy at all?
No, like I'm good.
Yeah.
You know, I tried it. It wasn't for me. Like,
It ain't work.
So you need like about 3 dudes, 4 women at least.
no, I really only need like. Okay, so like I like girls more than I like boys. So like I really only need one dude. Like you know.
Maybe a couple more women.
Yeah, a couple of women. And then, I like to travel too, you know? So like while I dip off, I need somebody to be here taking care of the dude, you know? Like I need to make sure like 2 girls make sure they good. Yeah.
Y'all been living your life, huh? Y'all don't
Him in heaven. You put him in heaven.
Dishes on Monday.
Yeah, you know,
I do laundry.
Everybody got
You man have to let me go.
Ain't no need.
Don't even cheat.
And you know what?
But you go home.
But you know what?
We still gonna
But
find
then
a
you
way.
still find a way to cheat. That's what I'm saying.
They do.
I still cheat.
I've been out for the longest. Why like guys that date bisexual women cheat?
But that's stupid though. Like,
I
why
never
cheat
understood it.
when you could just bring the girl home to her?
Right.
And she's accepting.
Some dudes just be like, I just want to.
But that's a nigga mentality. I don't care.
She has the girls there already.
Yeah.
If she dip off, it's still 3 more.
Yeah,
Where you go?
Yeah, but
You want 6 more? I want 6 more.
you had to go. So it's like somebody else was like, I kind of want that too.
And that's the problem. You guys want too much.
Yeah,
Y'all say y'all want this, y'all want that.
If she got 3 of the right ones right there, right? And we both just like,
Different flavors?
that's it, and that's it.
No, if it's different flavors and a variety, then we might talk.
No, he was like, can you reach that one out
Gotta have
there?
If she a big girl with all of them, I want that.
If we got to drop one
Then you gotta
from the
make
team,
sure they got all of
we got to
them.
drop one from the team, I'm coming to her first. Like, look, she ain't been acting right. She gotta go. So we gotta find a new replacement. I'm not, if that was my life for real, I'm telling you, I'm not doing nothing.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's what I'm like for me.
But see, look, the guys out here, they don't understand that. They can't do everything.
So we know
They still do it. The whole house.
If it was more guys than girls, then yeah.
More guys and girls for you. What about you, Kristina?
Could I would, but my man would never. If I would have ever asked my man, he'd be like, "You lost your goddamn mind, didn't you? You lost it."
So what about if more women, no guys, no other guys, just him and more women? You probably agree with it.
Of course he would. He's a nigga. Of course. I mean, I'm selfish though. That I like what's mine. I'm selfish on what's mine. So.
How many guys you need?
I was just about to ask her,
How many guys? My max? It depends. It could be 3 or 4.
3 or 4?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm knocking niggas out.
I'm like,
She got off my She got her hand like, yo, somebody in the bedroom now. Hey, yo, back up, bro.
The one thing that's performing better than you, he come out the bedroom like, you have to kick that ass. You're like, oh my god.
Hey, bro,
nah, you better like that.
He disappeared. Yo, that nigga done ran away.
She's sweet, bro. You gotta wait a couple hours.
That's my problem. I'm too selfish.
Can you imagine not being the one that gets to the room first?
you gonna hear shit like, let me turn the TV on. Yo, you see, you gonna tell another girl, hey, what you gonna say?
I just seen her back. She must come like, are you ready? Like,
every 5 seconds. Yo, come on.
The bathroom toilet running. Like, I'm not even thinking.
We need tissue, yo.
Yo, anybody hungry? No, okay, just make sure.
I'm going to McDonald's, so y'all want something?
I drop my phone in there, like, what you doing about it?
Why they doing loud? You ain't putting
What
it.
you doing? Like, it's free, we should be walking like.
yo, close the door, son.
That's my problem. I'm too selfish. I want what's mine.
I'm killing it. I'm killing it. Point blank.
I need all attention on me.
I need all the attention.
I feel y'all, man. Yeah, we gotta wrap up, but that was
3 niggas, yo. Nah, I'm not off that. It's 4 in total.
You get 100 gigs.
Yeah. I'm tired. I'm going to sleep.
But what if you already tired before that?
Wake up, like,
We ready?
let's go.
You ain't leaving out that room. I'll do my try to sneak in like, nah. Like, come on, man.
I'm trying to be that nigga like, yeah, y'all gonna have to wait till next week. It's over with. Like, I'm killing it all this week. All this week. Fight me.
For guys, that might not work. We do it tonight. We got ego. That's our ego.
Yeah,
right there. That's our ego.
possession, like,
And that's why all the attention comes in. All our egos.
Still competing with 3 other niggas.
In the same house as you, like,
It's one thing if it's at a different house. It's like, all right, well, you here with me. I don't care about him. If that nigga sitting right.
That's my bitch tonight.
Real talk right here is in the shoot. Let's get it.
We're gonna keep pace along with it.
Nah, keep going. Like.
oh my god,
Wow.
man, that's hilarious. But yeah, we definitely gotta wrap up. It's been a good episode. Like that was we got some good ass topics. You guys want to throw anything before we start out real quick? First of all, I do want to thank the women for coming through. It is our 10th episode, and that's a milestone for us. Cause we started this in like a limb, like with one leg, but we made it to 10 episodes. We are nearing our season finale, so hopefully we can have something big for that episode. But
This is big enough. I'm cool with this.
yeah, and it's been a good ride so far. So I definitely want to thank y'all for coming through. I do want y'all to plug y'all. You guys can give like a small info about yourself real quickly. You know, we never really got into that before we get out of here. And definitely plug y'all social media handles. Dee, we're gonna definitely start with you. Just let them know, where you from, what do you do, and just plug your social media handle, and then you can, move on down the line.
Okay, so I'm Dion. I just graduated from Rutgers Newark.
Hey,
I'm interviewing, I'm applying, still hearing back from companies and shit, corporate positions, whatever. So I've just been chilling, taking care of myself, working out every day, and just, doing what I want to do.
That's what's up.
What's your social media? Oh, you don't
I don't have any social media.
Okay, all right. What about
It's
you?
so funny to hear somebody say that nowadays, right?
No, but it's real though. Social media is a real thing. Like, that shit can be depressing.
So yeah, I'm Chant again. I'm a ganjapreneur.
Okay.
So basically, I teach people how to incorporate cannabis in their lifestyles because cannabis is not a drug; it's a medicine that helps us enhance our way of life. So I teach people, the health benefits of that and what's best for like whatever illness they have, from depression to inflammation to stress, whatever like that. I'm like the Dr. CB in cannabis. You know what I mean? You feel me? So like, come holla at me. I plan on opening up the first cannabis restaurant in Jersey. Restaurant.
Okay.
I'm gonna be the first one.
Right.
Okay. We gotta be back on the
Absolutely. And you guys can definitely follow me on Instagram. I'm barely like on anything else but Instagram, so just follow me on Instagram. Follow the Magic, and I spell Magic MAGICK. So you definitely want to follow the Magic. I do my little chant rants. I got actually my own podcast coming up soon called Joint Ideas.
Okay.
So basically, I would just be chilling with a bunch of people smoking, and we would be sharing ideas. You guys are definitely invited for another episode.
Pulling through.
Right. I'm definitely
Pulling through.
Married out with my 10 girlfriends and my boyfriend.
Okay.
We're gonna get that one spot.
Let the games begin.
Don't end up like.
Y'all are challenged. My name's Kristina. Wow, I went blank. I just graduated not too long ago from Montclair State. I work at a law firm in family law, so a lot of divorces all the time. But other than that, just living life, being happy, me and my man, make sure all these things up the way.
What's your social media handle?
my Instagram name. Follow me, Oreo Cookie, KOOKDY, 2 underscores. Don't ask, I won't tell.
Stay on her DMs.
Alright, so definitely that's dope. Once again, I do want to thank you guys for coming through. We do have merchandise coming real soon, probably at the start of season 2. So definitely y'all be on the lookout for us. Follow us on Instagram at the Brick City Antics Podcast. Check us out on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. This episode should be up on like Monday, Tuesday, so definitely be on the lookout for that. Definitely follow the host. We are also looking for people to be a part of the team. Not just also be a part of the team, but also if you want to just come on and be a guest host and interview, definitely hit us up on our DMs. Let us know what you do. This is a platform for people in our community, for our culture, so we definitely want to so we definitely want to push that. So y'all definitely make sure y'all hit us up. Definitely make sure y'all shout us out, share, subscribe, follow us. And that's pretty much it for episode 10. So thank you guys for tuning in, and that's a wrap, y'all.